Hi all, Memorial Day weekend update part 2. This is the backyard. It's still messy because I just finished planting everything. Haven't gotten to weeding all of this. All of this needs to be weeded. Say hello to all the bindweed. That's those white flowers all the way through there. Blackberry bush is coming back, or the two blackberry bushes are coming back. But most of the canes that were going to bear last year, like on last year's growth, died off over the winter. So I'm gonna have to clean these up at some point, I think. Yeah, raspberries, big raspberry patch. We're going to have a ton of raspberries. Some very stately weeds. And this edge, this is the red leaf amaranth coming up. Those little guys. That is borage, edible flowers. This is arugula, spinach, a couple radishes over here, 4 tomatoes. In this corner are pink brandywine and golden jubilee slicing tomatoes. A little bit of kale. I've planted some more kale in there. Beans. These are string beans. Garlic is starting to get close. We probably have about a month left before the garlic is ready to harvest. Bell pepper plant, kale, bell pepper, rosemary, line of onions. This bed, I've gone through and planted marigolds. That's what these guys are, kind of all around the beds and stuff. They are thought to have some minor pest control benefits. I'm not sold, but they're pretty, so that's okay. This bed has 30 pepper plants in it down the row. These here are bell peppers planted inside of spinach and tatsoi, which is kind of like baby bok choy. More tomatoes. These are the cherry tomatoes. Most of them are red cherry. All of them may be. Snap peas, and then on the other side are carrots. And there are also some carrots along in here. Radishes with a yellow scallop squash, summer squash there. Scarlet runner beans, 1 bell pepper, 11 tomatillos. This side is golden beets, that side is rainbow beets. These are turnips here. The comfrey is big. The comfrey's big and happy. And the little starts, like the one I just walked over, are still coming up. Harvested my first strawberry out of the patch, but the strawberry patch has come back and I should be able to fill it out all the way by the end of this year. There are already a few starting to send off runners over here, the more developed ones. These are paste tomatoes, paste and a few slicing tomatoes, but so that's all for making tomato sauce. Cherry bush, fig tree down there. Nectarine. Rhubarb is ready to harvest. It got big enough to be able to harvest if I want, so we may be making a pie soon. Pear. These and these are hatch peppers. These are, I forget what, I want to say cayenne. This is a poblano. These are one other, jalapeno, I want to say. Or rather, these are cayenne, those are jalapeno. Horseradish is up and vigorous. I cut back some of the root recently, and so it's ready to be harvested whenever. More pear. Yellow straight neck squash, zucchini. The honeyberry bushes are not super happy. Spaghetti squash. Red orich. That's a leafy green that survives through summer. The asparagus is looking kind of rough, but it'll come back. I need to go in through in here and weed. This is the bindweed again, but asparagus is rough, but it'll survive. And all it really needs to do for the first year is survive, and then it'll take off. Acorn squash, butternut squash, blue Hubbard squash, apple, pear, apple, cherry tree, apple. And then at the bases, I planted more garden sage here. This is the garden sage that's blooming.